can start recording it. And please, you can start typing your question into the chat box if you have a question that I would be able to address everything together. Just give me a moment so that I can start recording it. And please, you can start typing your question into the chat box if you have a question that I would be able to address everything together. Just give me a moment. Into the chat box if you have a question that I will be able to address everything together. All right. Like I was saying the other time, I always read company reports, the top 100 companies to work with in Nigeria or whatever country I'm looking out for. Then I go further to check the department I would like to work with. After checking the department I would like to work with, I check, are there vacancies there? And what type of opportunities would I be looking out for? So once I check the department and I realize, like I would like to work with the product development team, I go further to search what sort of skill sets am I expected to have, and that is what will inform the skills I'll go and learn. Now, but before I go to learn those skills, I would as well go and check, will these skill sets be relevant in the future? So I always do that as well. I always check for the skill set of the future. Every of those reports, there are things I read almost every day. I go on LinkedIn and I check what skill set, what job vacancies had the highest level of employment this year, what skill are we going to be needing. So talk about cybersecurity, human-computer interaction, critical thinking, product development, project manager, and all of those things. So that is what informs the skills I eventually go to learn. That is what informs the skills I eventually go to learn. Now, but today we want to be talking about opportunities, career opportunities in the world of ICT. Career opportunities in the world of ICT. There are 1,000,001 opportunities in the world of ICT. There are 1,000,001 opportunities in the world of ICT, depending on how you are able to capitalize and leverage on it. Now, every business now wants to be online. So that makes it an interesting time to go into ICT, because we have almost everyone online. A lot of people are on their smartphones, people are constantly on their computers and all of that. So it makes it interesting that whoever wants to sell anything now, you have an idea, whatever you have, you want to reach people. So people need to be online, and that makes having a website an interesting thing. So imagine people, the number of businesses who requires to have a website, all right? Automatically, that tells you that ability to design a website is a skill needed to have. People want to market. They want to market their ideas, they want to market their product, they want to market their services and stuff like that. Because everybody is now online. Gone are the days we make do with traditional marketing, where you print flyers, you go to TV station, you go to radio stations and all of that. There are limitations attached to those ones, all right? But with the internet, even somebody in his toilet, you are able to reach that person. So business owners, people that have ideas, people that have products, they are constantly looking for ways to market to people. So your ability to market online, digital marketing becomes an interesting skill, an important skill to have at this kind of time. Beyond just marketing your skill, beyond just marketing your services and all of that, people need to communicate their ideas in a very beautiful and enticing and effective way. They need graphics designers, they need video editors, they need content developers. It makes it an interesting skill to have. All right, so every of those things, it's a result of our culture that is changing, devices that are currently constantly being invented, how we do things keeps changing, and the need keeps changing. So for somebody that has a business or a product that needs to get online, needs a website, that's a skill, needs to market to people, needs a digital marketer, needs to generate content, needs a content developer, needs to design flyers and all of those things and do video content. That's 4 opportunities already that can be tapped into. Specifically, I am talking about skills in ICT that do not require too much to learn, so to say. To become a software developer, you spend a lot of energy, you spend a lot of resources. It takes you an average of 3 months and above to be a software developer and all of that. But some of these other skills don't take that long. In fact, to be a full stack developer, you might spend years. But being a graphics designer, if you're committed to it and all of that, 1 month, 2 months, you'll be able to learn the basics and you'll be able to start with something. So between a month and 3 months, digital marketing, you are able to learn what you need to do and you start practicing already. And these are skills that have low entry level barrier. When I talk about low entry level barrier, what I mean is that you don't need too much for you to start to set up. For example, those who do networking, network administration, you need to work with an organization before you can practice. But as a digital marketer, as a website designer, as a content developer, you can start out on your own. So you see, how do I put it? You see a problem in society, you can try to automate it if you're a software developer, all right? Cybersecurity is another interesting skill that is currently in high demand. Because everybody is going online, it has become imperative to keep our data secure, to keep our information secure. So cybersecurity experts, they are hot cake now if you're into that field. So that makes every of those skills an important thing to learn. And like I said, I would like to make it interesting. So if you have any question, you can always raise up your hand. There's a button to raise up your hand that you are using, or you can type it in the chat box. Because of our time, I will be addressing it as we go. I want it to be interactive. So if you have any question, you can raise up your hand. I will unmute your mic, or you can type it in the chat box. I will read it from there and attend to it. All right. So, like I was saying the other time, look for opportunities. I've talked about how to look for those opportunities. Now, say you now have the skill, you've got, what do I call, you know where you want to work out and all of that. How do you apply for those opportunities? I'm still going to touch that. That's the last I'll be talking about. So, the skill sets you should focus on should be what the market is asking for. Interestingly, I meet people that will tell you, I want to learn Java. I want to learn C# programming. And you ask them, why do you want to learn it? It's because, I just want to be a Java programmer. I just want to go and learn Python, Not because those skills are not going to work, but there are certain skills you will learn and you would never shine. You would be forever broke. There are certain skills you will learn. If you know what you're doing, yes, you're going to get offers. So it's not just about going after skills to learn skills and all of that. It's about learning skills that the market is asking for, learning skills that the market is demanding for, learning skills that you can practice with and start to make your money. So there are skills in 3 months, you learn it, you start to make your money. And there are skills that even after 6 months, 1 year, you're still not going to make a kobo from that. So I don't know if anybody has a question, please. I am waiting. I just want to be talking and keep flowing on my own lane. I would like to make it interactive and answer our questions, please. So if you have any question, you can type it, and you can as well indicate so that we'll have your question and I will answer it. So always check what the market is saying. Learn the skill that the market is asking for. Another mistake we make is this. Another mistake that we make is this. We just go and meet a random person and tell them, I want to learn about ICT. And the person will only teach you what he uses, what he knows. We don't seek proper counseling, proper information. We don't read proper information online. We just walk up to people and tell them, I want to learn programming. And the person is just going to teach you what he knows about programming, what he uses for programming, nothing else. All right. So somebody is asking a question here. He said, what can I say about artificial intelligence? Great. I like that question. Now, there is this constant argument that robots are coming to take our job and all of that and all of that and all of that and all of that. Yes, AI, artificial intelligence, is a wide branch of computer science. Now, I'm going to use some keywords now, but please just indulge me. The traditional way of from the most fundamental definition of what a computer is, the machine that will give instruction and processes that instruction and all of that. So it means for even programmers, when they write programs, when they build softwares, those software still requires somebody to interact with them, still requires input from people. Now, but artificial intelligence is a system that is built that requires little or no interference from a third party, maybe me having to operate it. And it can be as simple as a light detector. But talking about artificial intelligence, there are so many other branches. Talk about machine learning, talk about data science. They are all under artificial intelligence, okay? So it's a career that is very lucrative. There are so many opportunities in artificial intelligence, but artificial intelligence is just an umbrella name. There are still so many other things under it. Under artificial intelligence, you want to talk about robotics, you want to talk about, of course, machine learning, you want to talk about data science and all of those things. So yes, that is the simplest definition, the simplest explanation that artificial intelligence connotes. So depending on which area you now want to branch into and all of that, but of course, artificial intelligence is when you automate a system that is able to learn and improve on its method. I believe I've been able to answer you. What is the best skill set graduates can learn which is relevant? Well, like I have said earlier, I won't literally say a best skill set, but most importantly, you must learn this accurate ability to communicate. Critical thinking, very important. See, your technical skill is just one of those things. Technical skill in the sense that I know how to program, I know how to do graphics design. Other soft skills come. Technical skill is going to get you to that platform, but soft skill are as important as well. So there is no skill that is as best than having all of them working together. But now let me put it this way. The kind of problem you intend to solve is what will determine the kind of skill you will learn. So I like to always start from that part of what problem do we have that we want to solve? What skill do I need to have to be able to solve this problem? All right. For instance, excuse me, I'm going to use agriculture. Agriculture has value chain. There are farmers who plant. There are factory workers and people, the end user, the consumers. In between, what happens? We have artificial intelligence being deployed on farms. It can predict rain accurately. It can check your soil moisture content. It can detect the diseases affecting your farm, all of those things. That is an aspect of agriculture that I can say, okay, this is kind of problem I want to solve. That will inform the skill I want to learn. If I want to become a middleman, oh, let me build a platform, a marketplace where people that want to sell comes to sell, people that want to buy the meat. That will, inform the kind of skill set I learn. If I want to go into data administration, data management, we want to know, okay, what is the quantity of cassava that we consume in Nigeria every year? That is, and I want to use that to analyze and predict how many tons of cassava farmers should plant. That will inform the kind of skill I learn. So there's no one skill fit all, but you start from what kind of problem do I intend to solve? Then that will inform your skill. So you don't start from, okay, let me learn this skill and hope the market would accept it from me. No. What problem does the market have? What skill set do I need to be able to address that problem? Basically, that's how I'm going to answer that questions. As a 400 level CSC student, we were not taught deeply about programming, networking, and the likes. What is your advice on that? Moreover, what are your advice and suggestions about skills to choose? Well, unfortunately, our education system in Africa is not designed to teach you anything deeply. It's just meant to introduce you to it, then you go further to learn. Programming, networking, the facilities are not there, unfortunately. But that is where the responsibility lies on you to go further to learn. There are resource materials online. YouTube has tons and tons and tons of video tutorials. I've got some of them, close to more than 1 terabyte of video tutorials. As a matter of fact, I learned most of the things I do via video tutorial, but not everybody can do it that way. And this is the dangerous thing about video tutorial. If you don't have the fundamental knowledge about a particular skill, if you are a beginner, if you're just starting afresh and you're starting with video tutorial, you get confused, you waste your time, you get little value in return. But if you have somebody who has taught you the basics, okay, he has taught you, okay, this is what you need to do, this is what you need to touch. I mean, after getting the basics, you can now continue using video tutorial, using self-learning. But I don't always advise that you start learning a new thing via video tutorial, via self-learning. Get someone to teach you the basics, get someone to point you in the direction to go. Then you can now leverage on self-learning to keep pushing. So either networking or programming and the likes, well, the university system, unfortunately, is not designed to do that. Yes, but of course, like I said earlier, programming or networking, it depends on, now for programming, if you learn programming, even if you don't get a company to work with, you can always work by yourself, in the sense that you can always develop solutions for the market. For instance, schools that used to manually write report card for students, they manually use paper and biro to write timetable. As a software developer, as a programmer, you can decide to develop a software that handles that. Okay. Networking has to do with how does computer communicate to computer? What happens over the network? When you type www.facebook.com, what happens behind the scene? That's what networking is about. How does one computer connect to one computer? How does every of those things happen? That is what networking is all about. Now, as a network administrator, I'm just going to talk about each of those career paths. Now, for network administration, we have different organizations that have designed curriculum for networking. All right. A popular one is CCNA, Cisco. Cisco sells networking gears, networking equipment. So what they did was they designed curriculum for people that want to deploy their technology. So Cisco will tell you they are not into hardware, they are a software-based company, right? So for those who want to go into networking, Cisco is an option you can consider. Talk about CCNA, talk about CCNP, CCIE. If you're going into voice, if you're going into data and all of those things, security and all of that. Huawei is another technology that is on the market that is talking about networking. Huawei is another technology that one can consider. So part of it is doing your own research. What sort of technology do I want to deploy? The internet is there. Talk about basics of networking, types of networking, and all of that, and all of that, and all of that. So programming as well. When it comes to programming, there are so many programming languages, and this is a question people always ask. Which programming language should I learn? It's a question that people always ask, and there's always that confusion. Yes, I want to do JavaScript. Okay, no, it is Python. All right, let me go and do PHP. Well, let me start with HTML and all of that, right? So when it comes to programming, I like to give this illustration. Every programming language that you know, talk about Ruby on Rails, C#, Python, JavaScript, whatever, Perl, every programming languages you know, they follow almost the same principle, and it is similar to when you want to eat noodles, Indomie specifically. You have in fact, you have close to 4 options. Number 1, you can decide to eat it with your hand. Number 2, you can decide to eat it with a table knife. Number 3, you can decide to use chopstick to eat it. Number 4, you can decide to use a spoon to eat it. Number 5, you can decide to use fork to eat it. Those are 5 options. I can continue. But the common factor to all of them is the fact that you will eat the noodles. But the difference is that you will be able to eat those noodles conveniently using one tool or the other. Using your hand is convenient. Using table knife, you only suffer. Using fork is much easier. Using chopstick, if you are not from Chinese or you're not from Japan, you don't know how to use chopstick, you only be wasting your time. So the same thing when it comes to programming languages. Each of these technologies, they are much suitable for certain kind of solution. We have solution for mobile platform. You have your Android phones, you have your iOS applications. We have the one for web. We have what we call web application. Facebook is a software. It's not just a website. Any platform you have to log in through your browser to use is a web-based software. Okay, is a web-based software. So Gmail is a web-based software. Google is a software. Facebook, Yahoo. Talk about it. Your school portal is a software, but it's web-based because you did not have to install it on either your phone or your laptop before you can use it. Okay. Then we have what we call the native application. Those are the ones you have to install on your computer, on your PC, before they can work. Talk about Microsoft Office. Talk about your VLC player. You have to first install them on your PC before they can work. So depending on the kind of solution you are trying to build, the kind of people you are trying to build solution for is what will determine what you learn. So for example, talk about C languages, C#, C++, Java, Python. They are most suitable for native applications. They are most suitable. If you want to build web-based application, you can use them too, but you're going to stress yourself more. That's when the likes of JavaScript comes in and all of that. You want to build an iPhone application, you want to build an Android application, we have technologies for that. So like I've been saying over and over, the kind of solution you want to build, the kind of problem you want to solve is what will determine the kind of skills you will learn. And maybe I should just put it this way. When you talk about softwares, web software, basically, there's something we call front end and back end. Excuse me. For your front end, that is what you see. Each time you go to your ATM, you just see, you put your card and say, welcome, Adeolu Timothy. It already have your information. When you go to facebook.com the first time, of course, you have to create an account. You have to fill your email address, your name, your phone number, date of birth, and all of that. After doing that, it stores your information. The next time you come, you are not putting those information again. It will just tell you put your email and password, and it allows you in. So the front end is what you see. The back end, you don't see it. So on the back end, we have what we call server. The server is like the brain behind it that makes it work. Then we have what we call the database. The database is where it stores those information. That is where when you go to the ATM, it already has your record. So each time you press anything on your screen, either on your ATM or on your browser. The server is working in between, trying to check, okay, this person says his name is adeolutimothy@gmail.com. Okay, let us check. Do we have that record in the database? Yes, we do. Oh, no, we don't. It will come back and tell you wrong email and wrong password, right? So, front end, server, database. There are people who only major in front-end development alone. They handle design in the front end. Everything that happens in the front end, they are responsible for it. They handle that. There are people who only major in the server administration alone. Then we have those who major in database administration. That's where you hear the likes of Oracle, SQL, MySQL, and those other technologies that are used in managing database. Now we even use, there's even MongoDB to manage database. But the interesting thing now is that beyond just saying, I just want to be a database administrator, there are people we call full stack developers. They can handle the 3 tiers. They can do front end, they can do server, they can do database. That is why it is not just enough for you to just say, well, I want to do database administration alone. Yes, you do database administration, but nobody's going to come and give you the job. If we have more questions, please, let's keep typing it. So nobody's going to come because you're just a database administrator, because we have somebody who can do 3 things. So instead of employing 3 people, let's employ 1 person and pay him money for 2. So see it like a pyramid. At the lower part, we have a lot of people that can do so many things. Everybody knows how to use Microsoft Word. Everybody knows how to use Microsoft Excel and all of that. You climb higher. We have people who know how to use Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint. You go higher. They can use Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint, CorelDRAW, Photoshop. So the more you are good, the higher you go, the more you realize that there is more. So it's not just about, well, let me go and learn networking. They say there's money in networking. Okay, yes. So those are the variables you are to check before you learn programming of that. It is on you to learn it and know it. What you have paid to the school to do for you, well, they have done their best. They created a curriculum. They're going to give you certificates. But most importantly, the responsibility lies on you. I don't know. I'm still waiting for other questions. If we have other questions, I'm still waiting. If we have other questions. So that is my advice on the kind of skills to choose. What problem do I want to solve? And like I was saying the other time, there are so many job titles. Somebody will tell you he wants to become a data administrator. He wants to do data administration. And when you start to ask the person, the only thing the person needs to go and learn is how to use Microsoft Excel. Okay, so those are things that are important for us to learn and know. Those are things that are important for us to learn and know. It's not just about job title. It's not just about, okay, what is exciting out there, but importantly is what problem am I trying to solve? What skill sets do I need to be able to solve those problems? So either you're going for networking or programming or digital marketing or data science or machine learning, artificial intelligence. Importantly, how do I intend to use it to solve a problem? So if there are no more questions, let me quickly just wrap it up. Let me round off this way. After you have gotten the skills, how do you hunt for opportunities? You know the company you like to work for. Go on their website, search for the name of their managing director, the name of their HR director, and all of that. If you've gotten the name, go on LinkedIn, go and look for the person's email. Yeah. And of course, you must have an impressive CV, have a beautiful CV, have a beautiful cover letter. And when writing a cover letter, don't put too much grammar. Don't put too much unnecessary grammar. People are too busy to read stories. Go straight to the point. This is my name. This is my skill set. This is what I have done before. This is what I will give to your company. This is how I can be reached. Stephanie, don't spend too much time speaking. Don't spend too much time speaking grammar on your cover letter. No. Be brief and specific. You're not impressing anybody in essay writing. You're not impressing anybody with your essay writing. Most importantly, you are trying to communicate your value and what you are able to offer. That's what you are communicating. So, look for the MD or HR director, their email, their name, go on LinkedIn, search for their profile, go on Google, search for their email. Send your CV to them and your cover letter. Specify what you have done, what you can do, what skills you have. And if they don't reply, every 2 weeks, send it again. Review and send again. It's what we call cold emailing. They are not soliciting for, they're not telling you there's vacancy, but you're telling them what you can do. They will make vacancy for you if you're impressive enough. And it works the same way as well, even if you're not targeting email. I'm just going to give this as a bonus, as a cheap skill. If you're into digital marketing, social media management, and all of that, go on Instagram, go and check people with businesses. If their DM is open, send them a message and tell them, this is my name, this is what I do, this is what I've been able to do. Send them all of that. The same thing on Twitter, the same thing on LinkedIn. If you're able to target 50 of them in a week, some of them will reply. So you do unsolicited emailing. You do unsolicited emailing, right? Unsolicited emailing. And you keep doing that. Collaborate with people. Don't have this mindset of win it all. Then collaborate. So technical skill, soft skill, critical thinking, communication, teamwork, collaborative effort. Those things, they are the 2 hinges it lies on. So opportunities in ICT starts from the perspective of what problem, then from aspect of problem, what skills do I need to be able to solve this problem, and all of that. Now, for digital marketing, somebody is asking, I really have interest in digital. Yes, for digital marketing, there are free resources online you can learn from, and there are people that train. I train people in digital marketing anyway. Yes. Now, one of the problems with doing digital marketing online is that you only have the certificates. You will not be able to apply the knowledge. That is one of the major problems with doing digital marketing online. You might not be able to apply the knowledge, rather, but you have the certificates, and that is why people do Google Digital Garage and all of those things. We have a lot of self-certified, a lot of people with certificate in digital marketing that are not getting somewhere to work, that are not getting anybody to work with. So yes, well, personally, I train people in digital marketing. Personally. That's one. So you can reach out to me. My email is atiduroshawu@gmail.com. You can reach out to me. I train people. But most importantly is that beyond just taking the knowledge, application is important. So even if you have done the training online, you should be able to, how do I put it? Look for a company to work with. Look for maybe a small startup to work with, if it's possible. That is one of the ways to test what you know. Look for a company to work with to test your knowledge. And even if you're not getting a company to work with, one of the things you can do is to market yourself. Okay? Market yourself. So I have displayed my email. That is my email. That is my phone number. You can definitely reach out. So if you have learned digital marketing, use it to market yourself. Every principle, every skill you've learned through whatever platform you've learned, use it to market yourself. That is where it starts from. After marketing yourself with it, reach out to people that have small businesses and all of that. Tell them, I would like to work with your brand. Tell them, I would like to work with your brand. I would like to market myself. I would like to, help you reach more customers and all of that. Look for platforms where you can do internship. Look for platforms where you can do internship, where you can practice your skill, make use of your skill for people. They might not pay you, but you have been able to validate your skill so that subsequently when you are reaching out to brands, to companies, you have something in your portfolio to show them that I've been able to do this, I've been able to do that before. All right. So I believe I've been able to answer that question. So that is my email, that is my phone number. I'm available on WhatsApp and all of that. So for people who want to go into ICT or not, most importantly, ask yourself, what problem do I want to solve? What skill do I need to solve that problem? And that is what should inform the skill you will learn. Don't just go and pick a skill blindly. You might learn it and not get a market for it. Thank you very much for coming around. Thank you very much for coming around. And of course, if you are participating via this YouTube channel, Street MBA, you can do well to subscribe. I drop video around topics like this subsequently. So you can definitely subscribe on the channel so that you get notified next time I am discussing another interesting topic. So thank you very much for coming. And I'll wait for you, my DM. I will expect comments and feedbacks. And those who want to reach out, please do. We can continue the conversation there. Thank you very much.
Thank you.